Good morning and welcome to BJC Mitzvah Day number 166, part 1. A new mitzvah in a new parsha. We're still in the book of Vayikra, but we're in Parshas Tazria now. And here we go. The new mitzvah is entitled, again, 166, part 1, the obligation regarding the Tumah, the impurity of a woman who has given birth. Says the pasuk, when a woman conceives and gives birth to a male, she shall be Tumah, impure, for a 7-day period, as during the days of her nida infirmity, shall she be Tumah, impure. And if she gives birth to a female, she shall be Tumah for 2 weeks, as during her nida separation. So a lot of these laws of Tumah, of course, do not apply these days. We'll learn about that, but let's see how it would apply in the days we had a BJC Mikdash, the temple, and how we deal with it nowadays. In these verses, the Torah declares that a yoledes, a woman who has given birth, has the same status as a nida, a menstruating woman. Now these laws still do apply though, meaning they're not on the same level, but they do apply. As the Chinuch will explain, this means that marital relations are prohibited and that Tumah, ritual impurity, is imparted to objects that she touches. Nevertheless, although the laws that apply to the yoledes, the one who gave birth, during her designated time of impurity, are identical to the laws of a nida, a woman who had a period, the yoledes is somewhat different from the nida with regard to how her tumah, her impurity, commences and how it concludes. The nida, again, the woman who had a period, becomes tumah, ritually impure, through a discharge of uterine blood. That's going to be talked about in mitzvahs numbers 181 and 182. The yoledes, the lady who gave birth, however, is deemed tameh, even if no discharge of uterine blood occurred during childbirth, because the delivery of a child itself renders her tameh, even without a discharge of blood. The nida cannot emerge from her state of tumah unless her discharges have ceased. Only then may she perform the halachically required preparations, immerse in a mikveh, see Mitzvah 175, and become Torah, ritually pure. The yoledes, however, is deemed Tameh by biblical law for only 7 days if her child was a boy and 14 days if it was a girl. After that time has passed, biblical law allows her to immerse in a mikveh and become Torah, pure, in certain respects, even if the discharges continue. As the passage states in Leviticus, if she had a boy, then following her 7 days of Tumah, she has 33 days of purity, tahara, during which her discharges are deemed tahara. And if she had a girl, then following her 14 days of tumah of impurity, she has 66 days of tahara. During this time, marital relations are permitted, and she does not impart tumah to most items that she touches, though she is still prohibited to enter the temple courtyard or to eat or touch kadoshim, sacred offerings. See, that's where it's going to be biblical. After these days of tahara, these days of purity have passed, a yoledes brings prescribed offerings. That's coming up in 2 more mitzvahs, and is then completely pure, tahor. At this time, which is a total of 40 days after the birth of a boy and 80 days after the birth of a girl, her period of childbirth has concluded, and she returns to the normal state in which a discharge of blood renders her tameh as a nida. The preceding is the biblical law. The Chinuch will explain, however, that nowadays all Jewish women observe the practice of treating any discharges of blood as tamah, as impure, even during the days of tahara, of purity that follow childbirth. And we will continue with this mitzvah, God willing, tomorrow night rather. Have a wonderful Shabbos. To sponsor feature mitzvah 36, 100 of the gold.